Well, good day everybody. Welcome to the video. This is Advanced Guitar video number 12. In this video, we're going to talk about what I call resets. It's a way to reset when you're playing a riff, different ways to do that to get back to a spot and have more mobility across the fretboard. So I'll give you an example of one way is to use an open string. So we're going to use the 7 strings. That's a C major triad. And so on the low string, we're going to go 3. Then on the next string 2, open on the 3rd string. Now from there, you could do that. You're just going to keep hearing that G. That would get a little annoying. If you're playing a 6 string, you're just going to keep hearing the D. This stuff doesn't matter how many strings you got or any of that. It's just concepts. Even any of the chords I'm using don't matter. It's just a way for you to use several notes out of whatever key you're playing in, kind of get off into the woods up here and then end up back here if that's your goal. So we'll go like this. So there, I hit the next open string and I can get back to where I started. Okay, and then you've got a start of that idea, and then you can move to the next chord or wherever you want to go next. And then you kind of see how now, like, I landed that wrong. I didn't use an open, so to get back there, you'd have to slide off it, which is cool. That's completely acceptable if that's what you want to hear at that point. But if what you want is a clear note and then start over, then the open might be the way to go. Another thing you can do if you don't want to use an open, well, I shouldn't say if you don't want to use an open. You're still going to use an open, but that one was a higher open. Now we're going to talk about like lower opens or like going back to riffing, right? So for example, so this finger is still on the fretboard and you're using the open chuck to kind of start over. Now that case, I'm doing an open underneath the riff and above it. Pulling an open, chugging the open. The other version would be see how it's, you're resetting with your right hand essentially. It's just a nice technique to start really evolving your riffs to be much more mobile. You know, when you start seeing more technical bands and it's like their left hands all over the map, these are a couple of things that can help you achieve that without having like notes sliding back down to home and all this stuff. Another option I wasn't going to cover, but we'll talk about is enharmonics. So if your target is that note, but it's too far away from where you want to be, then go to that same note up on the next string. Just be conscious of your fingering, okay, right? So if you're starting like that, starting with the middle finger, and you end with your middle finger, how are you gonna start over? It's not gonna work real good. So that's when you need your other fingers to kind of do more work. And now I landed on the ring, and the middle is free to start again. And that's another little tip that can kind of help you get back You know, if you don't want to use an open above or an open below, you want that note crystal clear, find it as close to where you need to start again and see if you can then land where you wanted to start over at. Or if you gotta do some wizardry, or in this case, we're going from the 4th fret to the 5th, up to the 4th on the next. Well, the 5th fret of that string is the exact same as the open on the next. So if you want to land on your pinky and be able to move even further back with the other fingers, that's another option. So that's what I want to cover in this video, is just creative kind of ideas of like, don't forget that, you know, this note there is also there. Don't forget all these open strings are very valid options. You know, don't box yourself into like, well, I gotta land it up there or whatever. It might sound just as pretty to do that, you know. And it might sound cool to slide back to home. And along with the, real quick, I guess, while we're at it, along with all those opens, is you can always, like, I call it skipping down to get home. Okay, and the playing wasn't super clear there. I'm off cuffing this stuff, and sometimes I just suck at guitar. But so once you found the notes you like, then obviously you take a minute and practice it up really good and clean it up. But yeah, you have all these options to kind of like start getting them riffs moving around a little bit more. I'm kind of an old-fashioned like big dumb guy riffs, like I love that stuff, but that's not very modern, you know. So like for the modern guitarists, they do tend to like to move around a lot, and that's some options for you. So thanks for watching. You're having an awesome, I hope you have an awesome day. You're going to do awesome. Hey.